Hi guys, I know everyone is really excited about doing your first third grade book report. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what the project is going to be. I think until now, almost everyone has told me about the book they're reading, and some of you I know have already finished the book. Remember, it should be something that's your level that you can read, not too easy and not too hard. It should be a chapter book. It shouldn't take you just one night to read it. It should take a while to read it. So after you read your book, or even before you're finished with your book, you're going to get a t-shirt. It could be any t-shirt. It could be something that you wear. It could be something that is a little bit too small on you that you don't wear anymore. It could be one of your dad's old undershirts. You do not need to buy a new t-shirt. You can if you want to. It doesn't have to be something that fits you, but I do want you to be able to put it on while you're talking about your book report. Now, this book report, there's no writing involved. Our next book report, there's going to be a lot of writing. We're going to write about all these different parts of the story, but this book report is just pictures. And you're going to either draw with markers or paint or however creative you want to be on your t-shirt. So the first thing you need to make sure to have on your t-shirt is the title of the book. The title is the name of the book, and whenever we have a title, it needs to be the first letter of each word. It needs to have a capital letter, and we also underline the name of the book. Okay, so if, for example, you read a book called Goldilocks and the Three Bears, so Goldilocks, usually small words like and the, we don't make a capital letter. So Goldilocks and the Three Bears, those three words are going to have capital letters in the beginning. So G for Goldilocks, and the three, the T is going to be a capital letter, and bears, the B is going to be a capital letter. And then I'm going to underline it. And I'm going to write that anywhere on the t-shirt. Okay, you can decide if you want it to be maybe by the collar, maybe you want it to be big on the back side of the t-shirt, wherever you want it to be. And you need to write the author of the book, that's the person who wrote the book, and your name. Don't forget, names always have capital letters in the beginning also. And it could be really anywhere on the t-shirt, and it could be in any material you want it to be on the t-shirt. And then you're going to have the important characters. I think it's cute if you have a picture of them and their name. But again, it's your creative, whatever you want to do. If you want just a picture or just their names, something that is important about them, maybe you want to include in that part of it. Okay, we talked a lot about characters last week and this week in school. If you remember the story we read that's called Susie Brown. Here, I'll pick it up. Susie Brown was a good girl, if you remember this, and she helped her mom with her sister, and her friends went to the woods. So you would definitely want to include a picture of Susie and her sister and her mom and maybe her friends and what they did, and include that in your story. Include a picture of them on your t-shirt. Okay. So we talked about the characters, and then also this week, remember the detective that you were writing about, the different things that he would do and say, and what he wears and what he does in his free time. So the detective and also that woman who was wearing that funky dress. Those were the two characters we wrote about this week. Okay, so you're going to write about the characters in the novel you read for your book report, and you're going to make sure those are on your t-shirt so that when we're in class, eventually when we're all together, you can tell us about the characters in your book. A character is just a person in the story, and it could be the main characters, it could be all of the characters, you could choose just one, whatever you decide. The next is the setting. Okay, remember we learned in class last week and this week that the setting is where does the book take place. So if you remember in the Susie Brown story, her friends went to the woods. Okay, so maybe you want to draw a picture of the woods if you were doing the Susie Brown story. Or if you were doing the Susie Brown story, maybe you would draw a picture of her house with her inside of it, and maybe it says her mom was tired, so maybe her mom laying on the couch and her sister playing on the floor in the living room. Whatever it is that happens in your book. So what is the setting of your book? Now, a lot of times there's more than one setting in a story. So you could choose to either choose one setting, one place of the many places to draw a picture of, or you could draw a picture of all of the places. So for example, if remember the project we did, the paper we did on, there was the Amazon River and there was outer space, and there was the Wild West. Okay, so if you were reading a book that had all of those places, you could draw a picture of all of those places, or you could choose one. And just remember that you're going to tell us about it when we're together. So just keep in mind why you chose that one place. Okay, and then the next is the plot. The plot is what happens in the story. So remember, one of your questions for the Susie Brown story was about the plot. What happened in the story? So you remember that her mom was tired, so instead of going to the woods to pick berries with her friends, she stayed home and helped her mom with her baby sister. So that was the plot of the story, and you wrote first, next, and last. So remember, on your t-shirt, you're not writing out the plot of the story, you're drawing pictures of it. So if you were doing the Susie Brown story, then you would draw a picture of her friends maybe picking vegetables in the woods and draw a picture of her and her sister. Be creative. And remember, I keep saying draw, but it doesn't have to be drawing. It could be whatever creative thing you want to do. The next thing is okay, that's the last thing, the plot. Okay, so on your t-shirt, remember you can use the front and the back and the sides. You're making sure that you have all of these elements on your t-shirt, and then you're going to practice telling us what happened, all of these things. So when we're all together in school, you're going to tell me and your friends, we're all going to put on our t-shirts and we're going to have a lot of fun, and you're going to tell us about your book. You're going to tell us the title and the author. You're going to tell us about the important characters that you have on your t-shirt. You're going to tell us the setting of your t-shirt, and you're going to tell us the plot that you have on your t-shirt. Okay, it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to show your friends. You're going to be creative as you want to be. Okay, and if you have any questions, then please let me know. And we'll continue talking about characters and setting and plot all the time. This is something that's a really important thing when we're reading books and we're reading stories. So it's going to be something that's important for the rest of your life. All right, I'll see you guys soon.